Hey there, this is Zach Haygood, your Sun City, Apple Valley 55 plus real estate specialist. And today we are going to be taking a look at the market report for the month of January 2026 for the Sun City, Apple Valley community. Let's take a look. All right, so what we'll be covering today is the first thing is going to be the homes that actually sold in January. This is going to give you a good idea of what model sold, and if a homeowner owns that model, it's going to give you a good idea of what your home could sell for. And then for home buyers, it's going to give you an opportunity to see what prices that these homes actually sell for. So if you're in the market to be buying, this is really going to be beneficial information for you. The second thing we're going to be talking about, we're going to take a look at each model that sold on the market, take an in-depth look and different pricing trends, why they sold at that price, how long they were on the market, how many days did it take for them to sell, things of this nature. And then number three, like I just said, days on market analysis. So the speed of sales, what's driving these home sales. We're going to take a look at homes that are more desirable than others, maybe some things that they can improve when they hit the market. We're taking a deep dive and looking at those things as well. Number four, seller and buyer takeaways. These are going to be actionable insights for both sides of the market. I'll give tips for buyers that are looking to purchase a home in Sun City, and I'll give tips for sellers as well, trying to get the top dollar for their home. And then lastly, number five, I'm going to give you a 2026 market outlook really for the next month. So this next month's going to be for February. All right. Now, don't forget that we have a YouTube channel dedicated to Sun City, Apple Valley 55 plus community. On this channel, I have models of different floor plans, or I have video walkthroughs and video tours of different floor plans and different models. That way you can familiarize yourself with these models once you're walking through them. You can either look up on Google Zach Haygood, High Desert 55 plus real estate and living, or you can scan this QR code below. And don't also forget that we have a Facebook group for Sun City, Apple Valley 55 plus as well. Here you can also see these tours and these walkthroughs. I'll also be adding these market reports to that Facebook group as well. And I also want it just to be a resource for all of the residents of Sun City to come and take a look at maybe home prices, or maybe offer some of the services that they have in Sun City as well. All right, and without further ado, let's take a look at the January 2026 market report for Sun City, Apple Valley. So here's a quick summary of the key performance indicators for Sun City, Apple Valley market. We had 11 homes sell in January, which is pretty good. Each month, we're typically around 8 to 11 homes that sell, and then we're on track for 100 homes that sell per year in Sun City. To give you a reference point, last year in 2025, we sold 95 or 96 homes. I believe it was 95 homes in the entire year. So we had 11 homes that sold. This is showing consistent traction volume, and this reflects active demand for the community. Our average sales price at the moment is $362,000. This is actually pretty low, but that's because we had a lot of smaller models sell, and we'll review that in just a little bit. One other thing to say is that these values are holding steady, leaving the seasonal market. So a lot of these homes that are selling in January were listed in November and December, some in October too. So those are the slower seasons. So that does affect the market as well. Now, our average days on market is 104 days, which seems pretty high, which it is. But again, we're coming out of the holiday slow market season. So we're going to see those average days on market decline from here on out. And we had 6 new listings that hit the market in January. So 6 brand new homes came onto the market. All right. Now, if we're taking a look exactly, an in-depth look at what model sold, we had one Cypress model sell. That's 1,111 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, listed for $330,000 and sold for $335,000. Was on the market for 100 days. We had one Aspen model sell. This is one of the more popular models here in Sun City. It's at 1,205 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, listed at $340,000 and sold at $336,000 with 26 days on the market. And from here on out, you guys, I'm just going to name which model sold, because we're going to be going in depth into each specific models, even the pictures that they had of these homes that sold in January. We had one Birchwood model sell at 1,333 square feet. One Encore model sold at 1,513 square feet. We had 2 Hawthorne models sell. which is at 1,544 square feet. This is one of the top 5 most popular models in Sun City, but we'll get to that later. We had 2 Serenity models sell. Those come in at 1,632 square feet. We had 1 Juniper model sell that comes in at 1,674 square feet. And we had 2 Magnolia model sell that comes in at 1,870 square feet. And this is historically Sun City's #1 most popular, highest selling model in the community. So that's a total of 11 models that sold. Now let's take an in-depth look at these specific models. Here I have outlined all the different models in Sun City, and I've circled which ones sold so you can have a visual representation looking at the size of each model here. Judging by this graphic, you can see that the Magnolia, which comes in at 1,870 square feet, was the biggest model that sold in the month of January in terms of size. All right, now let's get into it. The Cypress model. So this is an extremely rare model in Sun City. It sells maybe once every 5 years, maybe a couple of them sell every 10 years. Reason being that they only made like 5 or 6 of these models. So it was listed for $330,000. That was the list price. It sold for $335,000, which was $5,000 over its list price, and it was on the market for 100 days. Again, this is an extremely rare model, extremely small, the smallest one you can get in Sun City. Has no office or den space. Let's take a look at the pictures. All right. So the Cypress model looks pretty basic, looks like a lot of the other smaller models in Sun City. You can see that this specific one, nice paint, looks okay, has carpet, flooring throughout. The kitchen has a nice granite countertops, has a center island with more modernized cabinet style, black appliances. This here is going to be one of the guest bedrooms, which is a really good size. Carpet, or this is actually the master. I'm sorry, this is the master bedroom here. All carpeted out. You can see it has the walk-in closet and the bathroom attached with a standing walk-in shower, dual sinks. And then of course you have the outside here, which has, looks like they added extended aluminum wood covered patio, which is a really nice, desirable feature. And then the rest of the backyard here is mostly just rock landscaping, so really easy to take care of. And then you have the garage here. You can see this is probably up in the 405 area because it has a tankless water heater. You can see to the right in this picture. And that looks like that's it for the Cypress model. So if we're moving on, now on to the Aspen model. Again, one of Sun City's most 5 popular homes in the community. So this one was listed for $340,000 and it sold for $336,000, so $4,000 less than what it listed for, and it was on the market for 26 days. Now these smaller models tend to move faster because 1, they're more affordable, and 2, it's what a lot of people who are 55 and older are looking to downsize into. So these are really popular models, and they are in demand in Sun City. All right, now taking a look at the pictures, we can see this might be one of the most upgraded Aspen models that I have ever seen here. You can see this beautiful, what looks like wood flooring. They have some type of white shiplap looking style walls here on the left side. Plantation shutters, really nice accent wall with paint. It looks like these are either Corian or Formica counters with stainless steel appliances. It does have those cabinets that are a little bit of the dated style right now, what we're seeing on the market, but still this is buyer preference. People really like these types of cabinets still. All right, here you can see the primary bedroom. Again, plantation shutters, really nice flooring. Maybe not everyone's style, but definitely upgraded home here. And then of course you have your primary bathroom with the dual sinks, stand-up shower. And here's your guest bedroom. Also has plantation shutters. Definitely smaller size for the Aspen model, but nonetheless, it's still in high demand. Walk-in closet. And here you have your patio. So it looks like these homeowners also installed an aluminum wood covered patio as well. Again, a really great feature for Sun City home buyers. It's a desirable thing that they're looking for. And just some alternative angles of this home. All right, so that looks like it's it for the Aspen. Overall, that's a really well showing Aspen model. Not surprised that it sold in only 26 days. That makes sense. All right, Birchwood model. This one comes in at 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, just above the Aspen model. So the way we're looking at these homes that have sold is from the smallest up into the largest. This Birchwood model comes in at 1,333 square feet, was listed for 345,000, which I believe is listed at the correct price, and it sold for 348,000, which is $3,000 over its list price. It was on the market for 13 days, and again, because this home is smaller, more affordable, that means it's more in demand, more people can buy it, um, and that is why it sold so quickly. So let's take a look at the condition. Okay, nice front here. All right, so you can see that in these types of smaller models, it's almost like a shotgun floor plan style, which is what I usually talk to homeowners about and sellers and buyers about. All these smaller floor plans are going to have this long and narrow open concept to them until you get to around the 1544 square feet mark, which is the Hawthorne model. That's when the homes start opening up a lot more. So you can see here it's half tile, half carpet almost essentially. Looks like, again, Corian or Formica countertops here. And you can see in this picture the den, which is located right at the entrance into the home in these models here. All right, yeah, you have your hallway. Okay, so this is the primary bedroom. Some pictures can make rooms look small. This one happens to look smaller. Again, it is a smaller model. Carpeted bedroom here. And here is the guest bedroom as well. Again, small, but has its own closet. And here is the covered patio for the backyard. You know, grass doesn't show very well. The grass isn't extremely green. It's definitely burnt. Needs some landscaping here. Could show better. And here is another picture of the covered patio. So all in all, with this home, I would say, you know, this is probably as basic as it gets, but due to its affordability and its size within the community, this is a desirable home, and that is why it sold so quickly. Now let's take a look at what's next. Looks like we have the Encore model. All right, now the Encore model is a very interesting floor plan within Sun City. I'll tell you why in just a second when we look at the pictures. So this specific home comes in at 1,513 square feet. There's some of them that are out there at 1,526. And then there are some special cases where the square footage is increased a little bit, which again, we'll talk about in just a few minutes. So this home was listed for $407,000. So I put listed in the range of outcomes because some of them have sold for this price. Some of them have sold as low as 380, even 360. And there's a reason for that. So prime example, this one sold for $365,000. The reason being is that Encore models are one of the only models in Sun City that have only 2 bedrooms and no den or office space, just like the Aspen model, which is one of the smallest models, just like the Cypress model, which is the smallest model. This model only has 2 bedrooms, no den or office space, which makes it less desirable and harder to sell when we put it on the market. Now check this out. The days on market are 337 days. So almost approaching an entire full year. These high days on market prove that homes will sell at the right price eventually. All these homes do sell eventually. Sometimes it's just a matter of making those price adjustments until it sells. But again, this specific Encore model floor plan is one of the harder homes to sell for the fact that it does not have that third room area like most models do. All right, now let's take a look at the pictures. So nice, bright, clean on the inside here. Really nice tile, very white walls, has the recessed lighting, long counter bar here in the kitchen, which is a really great feature. Here's another angle of the living area. And here's a view from the kitchen. So really great counter space here. You have your little coffee bar, a little office desk area here to the right side, stainless steel appliances, really neutral paint, white cabinets, very blank canvas. And here is one of the special features of the Encore model, which some other models have. This is the breakfast nook, which is one of the most desirable features of this specific model because a lot of residents like to look out into the community as people are passing by, walking their dogs, riding their bikes. So be it. All right, and here is a picture of the primary bedroom. Now, if you're taking a look at this carpet. It looks beat up, looks dirty, needs to be replaced, should have been replaced. So this is one thing where I'll give feedback to homeowners when I go and look at their homes or when I'm talking to buyers, showing them homes is that, listen, these types of things, they need to be fixed. They either need to be replaced with new flooring or new carpet, or at the very least has to be cleaned. You can tell they did absolutely nothing to this carpet. All right. And here we are in the Encore primary bathroom, dual sinks, just like in most Sun City models. But here you see you have a soaking tub, and then you have a standing shower to the left of that. All right, and here is the guest bedroom. Again, look at the carpets. This is what you don't want when you're showing homes, especially if you're paying for professional pictures. You don't want a dirty carpet in there. Everything else in this room looks fantastic. All right, here's the backyard. Nice backyard. It looks like it has some type of astroturf, rock all around that. Very low maintenance. The Encore uh, floor plan itself has a very long covered patio, which is definitely a plus. Okay, but overall, really low maintenance backyard. It's great. And here's an alternative angle from underneath the covered patio. All right, and that will do it for that model. Now moving on to the next one. The Hawthorne model. Again, one of Sun City's top 5 most popular selling models. It's almost right there in the middle in terms of size for all the different floor plans that are offered in Sun City. Let's take a look at how this one performed. So it comes in at 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. This model does have an office and den space. It typically has a fireplace as well. And it comes in at 1,544 square feet. This particular Hawthorne was listed for $372,999, but it sold for $360,000. So it sold for $12,999 or $13,000 essentially less than what it was listed for. Now, days on market, it was on the market for 36 days. This is still considered an extremely fast sale. These low days on market suggest buyer demand for this size model and price point. This is a very high in demand model. Therefore, we can predict that it's going to sell pretty quick. Now let's take a look at the pictures. Okay. All right, so some really nice accents, depending on if you like the color, but really well kept. A lot of buyers aren't really fans of this type of mix match of flooring because here you can see you have the tile and you have carpet flooring in the living room. It's better just to have one flooring throughout, but you can see that does have some other nice features such as the plantation shutters, which are one of the most requested features from buyers in Sun City when looking for a home. Here's an alternative angle. Look, you can even see the carpet is dirty here. This is what I mean, you guys. These things have to be fixed before showing. They don't have to be, but if you want to get the top dollar for your home, this is exactly what you need to do, is replace the carpet or just put in new flooring. All right, look at this kitchen. So again, these cabinets right now are kind of considered to be a little bit dated, out of date, or out of trend. They're not the greatest cabinets in the world, but these ones are a little bit more tasteful with their color. It doesn't look too bad. They have white appliances here, again, with either, looks like a Formica countertops. All right, so here is the primary bedroom. Again, plantation shutters, nice feature. Carpeted bedroom, doesn't look too dirty here, but you can see that it's lifting. The carpet is lifting right there near the bed on the right side. So that's not good. When you start seeing that, it's time for a replacement. Okay, going into the primary bathroom now, we have 2 dual sinks here. You have a stand-in shower here in the Hawthorne model, no tub. But one of the amazing, amazing features exclusive to this model is the massive, and I mean massive walk-in closet. This picture here does not do it justice. This walk-in closet is probably bigger than 80 to 90% of all the other walk-in closets in Sun City. It's very, very big. This picture makes it look small, but trust me, it's a lot bigger than it looks. All right, and here is either this right here is actually the guest bedroom, I believe, because I'm not seeing, I believe this is the guest bedroom right here. The closet is just not pictured here, it's on the other side, but decent size. plantation shutters again in this window, in this guest bedroom. And then here you can also see what I believe is the office and den space. Okay. No closet in here. This is going to be your flex room, hobby room, office room, recreational room, whatever you want to call it. And one of the other very exclusive features of the Hawthorne model is this has one of the longest, if not the longest, covered patio space. So check this out. Look how long this covered patio is. You have a lot of options to put a lot of seating here. This home just happens to be on the golf course as well. All right. So that's going to do it for this home. Definitely a very beautiful home. I may or may not have this home. I do have a tour of this home on my Sun City tour model of the models on YouTube. So take a look at that one. All right, here we have the second Hawthorne model that sold in the month of January. So this one was listed for $387,000, higher than the last one, which is possible, listed in those range of outcomes. But look, it sold for $361,600. It sold for $25,400 less than what it was originally listed for, and it was on the market for 200 days. Okay, so this typically means that it was probably listed too high. You know, I have seen them sell higher than this price or at 387, but at this time in the market, probably when they put it on, it's probably just too high. That's why you need to time the market correctly, know exactly what price to put it on, so you don't risk being on the market too long, because you're going to get a lot less of a price if that happens. Let's take a look at the condition of this one. Okay, so again, look at that. You have your half tile, you have your half carpet. Even though the carpet looks nice, it looks clean, doesn't look really dirty, at least not from this angle. Um, oh, you can see from this spot, there's a little bit of dirt there. Again, you guys, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but this has to be either replaced or really clean. It's better just to have flush flooring throughout of one type of flooring, preferably tile or a high-end laminate or vinyl flooring. All right, again, Formica or Corian countertops, wide appliances, very familiar, very similar to the last home. Here you're going to have your den space right here, carpet. Here you're going to have your guest bedroom. You see it has a mirrored closet here, so you know that this is going to be the guest bedroom. And then here you have your primary bedroom with carpet again. Still looks kind of dirty, at the very least needs a cleaning, but the rest of the house is actually pretty clean and shows pretty well. Now we're entering the primary bathroom, which you just saw in the other home, dual sink, stand-up shower. And here again is your walk-in closet, which again, I cannot reiterate, is absolutely massive for a medium-sized home in Sun City. Again, the long covered patio here, very, very desirable feature. And that's going to do it for that Hawthorne model. Now let's take a look at the next ones coming up here. Serenity model. Okay, I've had a lot of people, I've sold a few of these in my time. A lot of people are starting to like these models more and more and more. A lot of my clients really love the layout, the exclusive features that this one has. So let's take a deep dive and take a look. This specific Serenity model, they usually come in at 1,632 square feet. They're listed for $392,900 for this specific model, but it sold for $358,000. That's $34,900 less than what it listed for. It was on the market for 163 days. I know for a fact that this was around the time that the market shifted, right when this home was listed, because I sold one of these for $395 last year, and look, this one sold for $358. Let's take a look at what happened. Okay, so again, a little bit of an older style. The carpet doesn't look bad, it doesn't look dirty, but it doesn't look modern or new. You can tell that this is an older style carpet. Some of the decor in here makes the home look a little bit older, you know, but if you take that out, you can really envision it as your own. Let's take a look at some other pictures here. So the kitchen dining area. So you can see the carpet even extends right over here to the dining area on the right side, right underneath the chandelier. But the actual kitchen itself is pretty nice. Let's see if we can get better pictures. Okay, so an exclusive feature of the Serenity model is this crescent-shaped kitchen counter island. A lot of people love this because it looks right out diagonally into the living area. Very open concept floor plan. You can see what's going on. It looks really nice. Not to mention that this looks like granite countertops too, which is a nice upgrade. The Serenity model also has a walk-in pantry, which you can see here. Another great desirable feature. Good amount of counter space. Stainless steel appliances with some white cabinets. So this is actually pretty nice. Primary bedroom here. Again, same carpet as it has in the living room. This probably needed to be replaced. It's just not as new looking. Not dirty or probably is old. It's not dirty, but it's not new looking. All right, another exclusive feature here. In the primary bathroom of the Serenity models, you have this L-shaped vanity sink with two sinks on either side. This is a highly desirable feature of the Serenity model. I have a lot of buyers giving me great feedback about how they love this feature. So you can't quite see it here, but to the right there is a soaking tub, and there is a stand-in shower. Here's the walk-in closet to the Serenity model. Here is the office slash den space of the Serenity model. And here is the guest bedroom to the Serenity model. So the Serenity model does have a smaller covered patio. Now you can see that this has rock landscaping in the backyard. Really not much going on here. You're surrounded on all sides by neighbors for this particular home. And what I do want to make note of that you're going to see in the future is that, see this covered patio here? A lot of times what homeowners will do is they'll enclose this covered patio to make it part of the home. And when they do that, that adds about 100 extra square feet. So you'll see some Serenity models out there that are not at 1,632 square feet like they normally are, but you'll see them at 1,732 square feet with an extra additional 100 square feet added to it just because they enclose this space. Some people make that into a sunroom. Some people make that into a hobby room or a sitting room, reading room. Really is going to be up to you. All right, next, another Serenity model. Let's take a look. This one was listed for $417,000, way too high, way too high. This person listed it too high. You have to know what prices these models go for, what they sell for, and what condition, what location. There's different factors that go into that, but this one was listed just way too high. Look what it sold for, $370,000. That's $47,000 less than what it was listed for. It's not great. Days on market was on the market for 125 days. This home was just listed too high, and it faced the holiday market as well. Holiday market, you usually have a little bit less buyers out there. They're preoccupied with the holidays, spending time with family, so there's not as many people looking during that time. All right, but let's take a look at the pictures. Okay, so one thing that this Serenity model got right, or the homeowners did really well with, is take a look at this. They have really good features in here. So plantation shutters, looks like they have throughout. Tile flooring throughout, no mix match with carpet, so that's great. All right, again, you're going to see this crescent-shaped kitchen island counter with the walk-in pantry. These are granite countertops with stainless steel appliances, nice light fixtures, recessed lighting, looks pretty good. Okay, here is one of the guest bedrooms. Here is going to be the office and den space. And here is going to be the primary bedroom with a really nice plantation shuttered window. We're looking right out into the backyard. Again, primary bathroom. One other exclusive feature in the Serenity model that I didn't get to show you in the last one is that not only do you have the soaking tub and this L-shaped vanity dual sinks here, but you also have the stand-up walk-in shower with a built-in bench, which you can see right here too. That is a really good desirable feature for a lot of people looking to buy into the community as well. Here's the walk-in closet and the backyard. This is a nice backyard. You can even see the concrete has some type of styling to it. There's lines to prevent cracking in it. Nice covered patio. You have AstroTurf and then some low maintenance rock landscaping there too. So overall, not bad. Here's an alternative angle of the back. All right, so that's it for that Serenity model. Okay, the Juniper model, this is an interesting one. 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. It does have that office and den space. Comes in at 1,674 square feet. This one was listed for $365,000, which I believe is priced right. And it sold for $360,000, which was $5,000 less than what it listed for. It was on the market for 19 days, indicating that it was priced correctly. because the buyer was found in less than a month. Now let's take a look at this model. Highly upgraded on the inside. Fantastic, fantastic value for the price. Look at the flooring. It's probably a high-end laminate flooring. I'm pretty sure that's not wood, but it's just wood-like laminate flooring. Plantation shutters all the way throughout. You can see on the sliding glass door. In the right side of the wall here, there's a really nice fireplace to the left as well. Okay. This is one of the only bigger models that has that kind of longer style shotgun floor plan to it. But overall, pretty nice. The paint's nice. You can even see these stained glass window type of features here to the left, which, you know, some people might like, some people might not. Very, very basic. Looks like Formica or Corian countertops here. Very, very basic. White appliances aside from the fridge. Very basic cabinets that you'll find in a lot of homes in Sun City. Here you're going to have the primary bedroom. Pretty good size. Still really nice flooring. So things look like they're at least flush throughout the home. The flooring is the same, which is really nice. Here's your primary bathroom. You're going to have the dual sinks, your soaking tub, and then, of course, your stand-in shower right there to the right. Here's your office or den space. Again, nice flooring, plantation shutters, good space. And here is your guest bedroom. Again, same flooring, same flooring, same flooring. I'm going to keep saying it because a lot of people make comments about how there's mismatched different flooring throughout the houses. Okay, so let's take a look at these. This is good advice. This is a good home to take a look at in terms of how uniform it is. All right. On this one, it looks like they installed a very small extended covered patio, but still really a nice feature to have. Still has nice paved concrete in the back and low maintenance landscape here. And here is the actual covered patio. You can see they even installed a TV right here on their wall underneath the covered patio. Really, really good, good feature, good setup here. Shows well. So all in all, this is actually a really good sale. The home shows well. This can be something that sellers and homeowners can take notes for when they go to sell. This is a good home to see. Now, the next model is the Magnolia model. I think we have two more of these and then we're done, or this might be the last one. So Magnolia, #1 historically most popular home sold in Sun City. They made the most of this model. There's a ton of them. There's over 150, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I'll have to double check. But it's 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,870 square feet, and has some very exclusive and desirable features that a lot of other models do not have. This specific one was priced at $425,000, but it sold for $370,000, which is $55,000 less than what it's listed for. Days on market took 122 days to sell. The home was a victim of the holiday season, seasonal market, poor photos, and of course, probate. So when you're fighting against all these different types of factors, poor photos, holiday market, and probate, it's just a recipe for a lower sale sometimes. So let's take a look at why. Okay, so you can see that these pictures are not professional at all. This is something that an agent probably took with just their iPhone or their Android phone. Very, very blurry. Okay, but at least here you can kind of see this is going to be a really bad example of me showcasing the Magnolia model's exclusive features because this person did not take professional photos, but let's just do the best we can. Here is one of the Magnolia model's exclusive features, the private inner courtyard. No other model or floor plan in Sun City has this feature. This is very, 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 very desirable among home buyers. And if you want to see this home in its full glory, I do have a tour of it on the YouTube channel. So please go back and take a look at it there. Okay, kitchen cabinets are decent. Again, this is very, very common of what you'll find in Sun City. All right. The Magnolia model does have a really large kitchen. It's pretty big, but it is very isolated in terms of being an open concept and flowing right into the living area. This is one of the models that has that kind of cut off, isolated a little bit. Another angle of the kitchen, you can see they have a double oven here, white appliances, you know, very basic. This is the only model that has a true walk-in pantry. Like you can really walk in it here. You can see it on the right side. There's some depth to it. It's not just a straight shot. There's actually some depth to this walk-in pantry, which a lot of buyers really like. These pictures are not good. Soaking tub on the right side and a stand-in walk-in shower, dual sinks. This is what looks to be the primary bedroom with plantation shutters, so great feature to have. And of course, this location is on the golf course. This actually looks like it is in a prime location to not be hit by golf balls, but nonetheless, this listing really, really suffered from poor photography, maybe not as great marketing. Probate probably hold it back in that holiday market when it was listed. Just a recipe for disaster. This is why you need to choose an agent who specializes in the community, like myself, who knows the prices, knows when to list it, knows how to market the home, make it look fantastic, and knows how to find that right buyer. So you can get top dollar because $370,000 for a Magnolia model is absolute robbery. All right, moving on to the last Magnolia model, which I'm very happy to actually get to showcase to you because it's much, much better than the last one. This is a prime example of how to do it right. This one was listed for $435,000, priced actually correctly, even though the last one sold for $370,000. But let's take a look at this. Look, it sold for $425,000. That's $10,000 less than what it was listed for, but a massive improvement from the last Magnolia model sale. Okay, so hey, Myrna, the days on the market, well, it's only spent 2 days on the market, only 2 days. So this tells me two things. The home had professional photos, which we're going to take a look at, and had desirable upgrades, and it probably had someone who was looking for something exactly like this, waiting for it to come onto the market. That's usually how these homes sell in less than 5 days. Someone's already waiting for something like this. They jump on it, perfect opportunity. Let's take a look at it. Okay, so nice Magnolia model. You can see the inner courtyard there. Landscaping is pretty basic. It's decent. Okay, so interesting paint here. Very, very, very cluttered. More so than I would like a homeowner to present a home, but still looks really nice. Paint is nice. It has crown molding, which is a highly desirable feature as well. Carpet though, there's carpet in the living area. Okay, really, really nice kitchen. Upgraded stainless steel appliances with a double oven, really nice fridge, stainless steel dishwasher. Look at that flooring. That looks like real wood flooring, if I'm not mistaken, here in the kitchen. It's probably going to be vinyl though, because it's more water resistant. Really nice gray and black granite countertops, white cabinets. Very, very nice presentation in this model. All right. The carpeted pink primary bedroom with plantation shutters. Still has crown molding. Still looks really nice. The only thing I would change here is, well, two things: the paint and the flooring. Paint and flooring. Everything else looks great. At least the paint's in good condition. Another different colored room. So this is going to be the guest bedroom here. Different type of carpet in here. You can see it even flows right out into the living room. So you can see that on the left side. Crown molding in here again, still really nice features. Okay, now this is probably marketed as a 3-bedroom Magnolia just because this is typically what would be the office slash den space, which also has crown molding, nice carpeting, but look, it has a closet door. So it's probably could be considered a 3rd bedroom if there is an actual door attached to that office den space. Now this Magnolia happens to be on the golf course as well, but much, much better lot in my opinion than the last Magnolia model. So it has all these built-in flower beds, which is really nice, and you have a really good golf course view. And if you look to the left side there of the picture, it looks like they even installed an aluminum covered extended patio there. Oh yeah, and you can see it better in this picture, the covered patio that they installed, extended covered patio. And this is this is fairly interesting. I haven't seen a side of the home like this widened. They're usually a lot more narrow, more of just a run. This is like an actual opened up space to the right side of the house in the back area. Pretty nice actually. Really, really nice feature to have. Since it's bigger, can present a lot of flexibility in terms of what you want to put on that side of the house. All right, I think that's it. All right, so there you have it. This is going to conclude our market report for January 2026 in the Sun City real estate market. Thank you for your patience and time. I know this is a little bit longer of a video, but it's important to me that I go in depth about these homes just so I can showcase how to get them sold for top dollar and how to get them bought at the right price when I am helping buyers purchase homes in the community. Now, what do I expect for February? Well, since I'm making this video in March, I already know what to expect for February. Um, we're going to have low sales, but we're going to have a lot more homes coming onto the market. March is where things are really going to pick up. We're going to see a really big increase in the amount of inventory in the market. A lot of homes will be moving faster. We're moving into the spring season of selling homes, not only in the community of Apple or of Sun City, but also in the high desert in general. And we're going to see sales increase from here on out. Okay. So I hope these videos provide value to you. Again, please check out the YouTube channel, the Sun City Apple Valley 55 Plus Real Estate Living YouTube channel. And I'll link that in the description below this video. You can also check out our Facebook group. And again, lastly, my name is Zach Haygood, your Sun City 55 Plus Real Estate Specialist. And if you or anyone you know is looking to buy a home in Sun City or to sell their home in Sun City, you can give me a call at 831-915-3740. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next market report.